What?
Bro, we're live.
What the fuck is going on? Oh my days! I've just noticed that as well. That the bloody countdown didn't pop up.
Oh my god.
Jesus, what is wrong with me? Welcome back to the channel. We're here for a brand new show. We're going to bun the flipping countdown because, again, it doesn't work. But, we're back here with a new show, the Gunner's Corner. We'll be doing this every Monday. I know it's Tuesday, but I didn't have time on the Monday to, obviously, do this show. But we're going to be doing this every Monday around 7 p.m. So you'll be getting a variety of Arsenal fans on, by the way. We're joined, of course, by, there's no real introduction. Josh, how are you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Obviously, new season with Arsenal. Got off to a good start. I know we're going to talk about it in a minute. But, I'm trying to think. This is maybe the second time on the channel, bro. Like, doing a live stream together. The last one was a Luca cook sesh, wasn't it? So, I'm used to obviously hosting, doing all the hosting duties. So now it's good to, pass over to you, man, and run this show. So big up for having me on, man.
Yeah, make sure you are sub to Josh if you haven't already. He's on the road to, I believe, 15k, is it? Or 16?
Yeah, man. 15 now, 15K.
And make sure if you have any questions, lay them in the chat. We've got, obviously, Football Focus in the chat. Bring back the Luca Exposed lives. I tell you what, I'm tempted to, I think, was it the 2nd of June that live stream happened? I'm tempted to wind a year back, you get me, and actually do almost like an anniversary stream. But back onto, obviously, topic. Man United at the weekend, we beat them 1-0. Wasn't convincing by any means, but I would have obviously taken a 1-0 before the game. But what did you make of the game, bro?
Yeah, I mean, as you said, I would obviously we take the win, of course. Old Trafford 1-0. I think the last 3-4 games is finished 1-0. That we actually won at Old Trafford when we actually beat them. So it's always a tough game. Obviously, I know people say, they finished 15th last season. We should have, slapped them up. But first game of the season, they had the new signings in there, and Mbeumo, Cunha. They was supposed to be fired up for it. Even before the game, I don't know if you saw that Lee Judges from Mayo TV almost getting scraps for the Man United fans. So yeah, they definitely look fired up for it, Man United. And to be honest, bro, like obviously we got that first goal from Cadaflori, corner, set piece FC, what set piece again, LA, Stoke City with the long throw-ins and the corners again. Happy for Cadaflori, man, but apart from that goal, obviously, like I'm happy we got the early goal because I felt like obviously they actually had the better chances, bro. Especially if I think about the first half, Dorgu hit the post. Cunha had I think 2 shots where Raya stepped up and made a few decent saves. And overall, obviously, like you look at the overall game, they controlled. They had more possession. They had definitely the better chances. And if you look into that second half, other than that Madueke chance right towards the end, and maybe Saka where he went out wide for a corner, we struggled to create anything against them, man. I think the only credit I'll really give positives is maybe Gabriel once again. Really stood up for me in defense. I mean, we know how good this guy is already, so it's no surprises there. Real had a dodgy preseason, but I thought he stepped up. But yeah, I was thinking like in the transition, we was absolutely awful. Count the amount of times, even Saka. Like, we all love Saka, man. Like this guy took us from the trenches, and he's been star boy and all this. But I was surprised on how he performed because you had Luke Shaw, you had De Ligt. They locked him up, if we've been honest with it, people. And then you look to the left side. Don't even get me started on the left side with Gabriel Martinelli. Jesus Christ. Man's trying bicycle kicks. Yeah, bro, you're not even Richarlison. And I can't stand that pigeon, bro. But even he's managed to score a bicycle kick against Burnley. Yeah, bro, this guy, check his passport, man. We had the whole debate yesterday on the pod about this Martinelli. But at the end of the day, I was a big, like you, I rate this guy, man. I rate this guy when he first burst onto the scene. That 22-23 season, yeah, this guy was incredible. I agree with you what we were saying yesterday. I think it's to do with the manager. I think that's how he's using him, and but once again, he's got to take a bit of responsibility as well. He is absolutely dreadful. Even with Gyökeres, again, it goes back to the point of the system. It goes back to the point of not playing to his strengths. Is like with Odegaard, there's the amount of times I'm watching and I'm shouting at the screen, play it through to Gyökeres, man. Just play a simple through ball. I think where he tried to dink it over to Saka. Yeah, Gyökeres was one. He's making the run in behind. Just play a simple through ball. He's one on the goalkeeper. But no, he tries to, do his little flicks to Saka. It's like, and play out wide all the time. We had the same problem against Villarreal. When we got, again, he had no service. When you don't play to his strengths, what do we expect? What do you expect this guy to do? So that everyone can hate on him all they want. But at the end of the day, we've seen how this guy can be already with the header he scored against Bilbao. And he should have scored the other one as well in that same game. Because he actually plays to the guy's strengths. So I think overall, bro, there's quite a lot of concerns, man, especially on the transition. In the attack creating chances, I think the only real positive is obviously we came out there with a 3 point somehow. It's first game of the season. We can sort of brush it to the side now. Old Trafford's done and over with now. We moved to obviously Leeds, where I expect a 20 times better performance against them lot, obviously, newly promoted side. But yeah, that's the only real positive I've taken out of it. We actually came out there with the win and, 1-0 to the Arsenal, and probably Gabriel and Real were the two best players who really stood out for me, bro.
Yeah, I echo that 100%. I kind of want to get your interpretation on the penalty incident as well, because I reckon it was very divided in terms of Arsenal and Man United fans, although I've even seen a couple of Arsenal fans admitting that was a penalty from Saliba's point of view. The corner, I reckon it was just a case of the goalkeeper being weak as piss water. So
yeah,
I don't think that was a foul necessarily, but the penalty incident, I actually don't know, because from the front angle, it does look like Saliba took him out. Cunha, I'm talking about.
Yeah. But
the other angle, it's like, did he lean into Saliba almost? What's your judgment of that? Because I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
After watching it back, I don't think it was a penalty, to be fair. I think it was the right call, but again, if it was given, I wouldn't have been complaining because he's gone straight through the back of him.
That was my thinking as well with it. It's one of those ones really where, yeah, obviously, like with the first incident in the corner, there's no way, no. That's the goalkeeper all day long. Yeah. I think I even saw a few Man United fans, blame their own goalkeeper for that. Saliba, I mean, for that one, does the right thing, and obviously we score from it. But yeah, that penalty on Cunha, it's a tough one, man. It really is, because you are right. I'm looking back at it right now as well. It looks like he goes right from the back of him, and doesn't even get any of the ball. But then there's an other angle where you're right. Cunha, I think, plays for it. He sort of leans into him, and looks for it. So it's one of those ones, man. Really, like Man United fans saying they're robbed. I don't know what you mean by a robbery, because like it's obviously not a clear. They're saying, "Oh, we're robbed. VAR's against us and all that." It's nothing like that at all. But yeah, it's one of those ones really. Like, would I have been surprised if it got given as a penalty? No. Should it have been a penalty? It's 50-50 for me, bro, honestly. But Man United fans need to turn it in, saying they were robbed because of that incident. Like, turn it in, man.
Yeah, I mean, speaking on Man United's performance as well, and I know this is about Arsenal, but like with Man United's performance and the way obviously we played, obviously we were really poor. But again, despite Raya making two big saves, especially one in the first half, he didn't really have like a David De Gea performance back in 2017 where he made like 14 saves. That's what Man United fans are making out that performance being, pretty much the goalkeeper having to make like 14 saves in 90 minutes. I mean, Raya made 7 saves all game, and he was decent, to be fair, in the second half. But again, I look at it and go, well, I'd say at least 5 of them saves were straight at him. And let's be honest, the shooting on Arsenal's behalf was absolute. I mean, I can't hit ball, but I'm sure I can hit one harder. Pause. But it was honestly dreadful to watch. But Man United fans are claiming that their performance, look, it was decent on their behalf. with them finishing 15th and that. But again, it wasn't anything to, shout home about, was it? It was just, a decent performance. And yeah, they dominated a lot of the game and they probably deserved a point, but they didn't have that sort of performance where, look, Arsenal have had to deal with it over the years, as I mentioned with, when we lost 3-1. And, 2 seasons ago, we lost 3-1 at Old Trafford that time, and we dominated that game and we got shafted with the foul, which apparently shouldn't have been given.
Yeah.
So, it's actually refreshing to see that Man United have had the same, pretty much, where they dominate the game and according to their fans, they got shafted. So, it's the way the cookie crumbles at the end of the day. In terms of man of the match, I honestly don't know who to give it to, really. I mean, you mentioned Gabriel, but I thought he was very shaky in the first half. I thought the whole defense...
First half, yeah.
Yeah, was shaky in the first... And then second half, right, the substitutions, you mentioned Gyökeres, right? Why is he only getting 60 minutes? I don't get
baffling. It. And notice how
it's almost like he couldn't wait to bring on Havertz, by the way.
Exactly, his first 2 subs were Havertz and Madueke, weren't they? Two ex Chelsea players. It's crazy. Man of the match. I mean, who the hell did you give it to? Like, I mean, Raya again, as you said, like he didn't really have I thought he made some good saves when he was needed. But yeah, you're right with what you said earlier. Like they didn't really have clear. I think they had a few decent chances, but it wasn't like as you said, when we peppered them like years ago when the Gea turned into bloody prime one Neuer. That guy was saving everything, and I don't know how we even lost that 3-1. But yeah, maybe Raya, but Calaflori obviously got the goal, and I thought he was good going forwards. There was always that issue, and then when he got the yellow card as well, there's always that issue when he was in behind though. You had the amount of space Mbeumo had. But again, you look more on Arteta's system in that sense, trying to play all this inverted because we had the exact same problem with Nicolas Pepe when we played Villarreal and Luis Skelly kept getting caught out. So maybe that's more to do with Arteta's system. But I was impressed with Calaflori going forward at times. And even when he was dropping into the midfield, he actually looked pretty comfortable and was actually, we've seen how I think we noticed with Calaflori like last season as well. Like he's actually decent going forward. I remember I think the game against Brentford where he spun about 2 players and then hit the post and he scored against Wolves, scored against Man City, scored against PSV.
I think that was Forest,
Sorry, no, it's Forest, my bad. Yeah, the 0-0 game, wasn't it, where he spun 2 and then he hit the post. So he's always been good going forward. It's just the thing defensively with Calaflori and obviously the fitness. So maybe he's up there. But again, I mean, he came off, didn't he? Because he was on a yellow card. But other than that, bro, I'm honestly struggling to think of a standout player. The winners were awful. Even Madueke when he came on was awful. Gyökeres didn't get any service. Odegaard's, I mean, he was all right.
But one of our better midfielders, to be fair.
Probably up, yeah. Zubimendi, a lot of people were saying Zubimendi was awful. Like,
I thought it was decent.
Yeah, I don't know where they get that from. He was that performance against Bilbao. He was electric against Bilbao, but obviously it's a different type of game. Old Trafford, they was very physical Man United as well, which I really noticed against us. And again, in terms of like actually, I thought he did the defensive work reasonably well. It's just obviously getting forward, which was one of our biggest issues, I thought. So yeah, honestly, when you look into the team, there's not many that can really hold their head up high. I think that shows you how bad we were, but we still finesse a win out of it,
Yeah, I was actually going to mention Calafiori because back onto the substitutes, right? Bringing on Havertz when we didn't really need to. Like, fair enough, you want to bring on Havertz in the last 10 minutes because he can actually slow the game down. Like, that's what he can do. But 60 minutes, I know Gyökeres isn't exactly fully fit yet, but you play minutes by gaining fitness. So I don't understand why he got subbed off in that aspect. But I turned around to my 2 mates who were actually Man United fans at the time. I was watching the game. When that sub happened, I'm like, Calafiori's literally on a booking and we're subbing on another striker. I'm like, just get Gooner on or Luis Skelly at left back. Because at the same time, I believe Man United brought on, was it Ahmad at right wing back? So he would have had to deal with both Amad Diallo and Mbeumo down that side. And that was a concerning thing to me. So I was like, why on earth are we not taking off Calafiori? He should have been off at half time for me. Literally, the moment he got booked, I was like, get him off.
Yeah.
Although he can produce a little bit of width, and I do want us to go for a second goal, but you need to remain safe in that, perspective, because if he goes down to 10 men, the way we were playing at the time, then it could have been hairy. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, like the subs, Marino coming on instead of Waneri, that baffled me as well. I mean, I know we'll get on to Eze later on, but we're told that Eze, the reason why that's not pulling through is because apparently it was due to the Waneri contracts. Like, if Ethan didn't sign the new deal, then we probably would have gone for Eze. But Waneri got no minutes yesterday, Sunday. So I don't get it. I don't get why we are not giving Waneri any minutes whatsoever. But what do you make of that? Because it's just
it's baffling. It's absolutely baffling. I'm buzzing. We was all buzzing when he signed that new deal, and everyone's saying, "Yeah, you're right." Oh no, we don't need Eze because Ethan signed a new deal. I'm not getting a single minute off the bench. Like, it's not even like the guy's not fully fit. I mean, he played the preseason perfectly fine. I don't remember him getting any injuries in the preseason games, and he looked pretty sharp in preseason. In that first game, I think he played. I think it was Milan in that first game. He looked really sharp in the first half. In his natural position, he was looking good, man, looking really well. But I'm honestly not surprised because I saw it last season, man, with Ethan. When Odegaard got injured, he put Trossard there. Yeah, and then he put Havertz there, and then it only took until Saka got injured, and we had literally no one. He finally put Ethan on the wing, and Ethan was doing his thing on the wing. To be fair, even that in his unnatural position, he's still proving himself. I remember in the cup games, scoring goals for fun, looking really good. Come off the bench against Forest, scored that goal. Man City scored that goal. Champions League against Girona, he scored that brilliant goal. Like, he was proving himself every time he played for Arsenal. So we was all buzzing that he signed a new deal, but to give the guy 0 minutes, in a game where we needed, like, okay, fair enough, we're 1-0 up, I get that, but at the same time, why not go for the second goal? We needed someone to take the pressure off, really, because Man United were, all over us, especially in that second half. You bring up a player like Mika Marino one, it's like, I'm not surprised. Like, this manager has his favourites, man. He clearly has his favourites. Like,
I was going to bring up the favouritism, because I think I mentioned on your pod yesterday that I'm pretty sure over the years Arteta's favouritism has actually cost us the league. And I reckon this is actually going to be the same scenario, but this time it could result him in getting the suck. The suck? Fucking hell.
Getting the suck.
No, don't do that. Not like.
Oh my days, the suck.
The sack. I meant the sack. Even that sounds wrong. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's a double pause in one, bro. Oh my days. It could result in getting the sack, not the. Oh, but to be fair, most of his fan base do suck him off. And this is what this board does pretty much. They will keep him as long as we're getting top 4. Oh my god. I'm going to get clipped for that. Oh my god. 20
minutes, guys. Exactly on ban on 20 minutes.
It's the first episode, guys. Allow it, man. It's been a long day. But that's the problem for me. Like, in the 22-23 season, he had his favourites in Jesus and Zinchenko, and he would never drop them. 2 seasons ago, he wanted. He was really desperate at the time to prove people wrong with the whole Havertz experiment in midfield. That didn't work. Last season, to be fair, we didn't really sign many players, did we? We only signed Marino and Calafiori and then 2 loans.
Yeah.
But it was him pretty much trying to, how do I explain this? Trying to use hybrids, I'd say, in that forward line. Like, we had bloody Marino up front, we had Tierney at left wing at one stage. Like, bro, we got to a situation where we had to play defenders in attack, defensive midfielders in attack as well, because we had no bloody forwards and we didn't strengthen in January. And then this summer, I don't really see, apart from the striker coming in, which was, as far as I'm concerned, an agent masterclass. I mean, it's pretty much what I saw last summer, apart from, more stopgaps here and there. Because, yeah, I know Kepa coming in. I mean, he's better than Neto. Sorry, Josh. But
man, that's my boy. Come on. And everything.
Yeah. Kepa, despite him being better than Neto, he's going to be playing similar minutes to Neto. That's what he's going to be served as far as I'm concerned, right? And then you've got Mosquera. We didn't really have anyone at right centre-back class last season. No. Zubimendi was a January move, who was actually coming in, as well as Partey staying. And then Madueke, I mean, I don't know whether he's going to be starting at left wing or not. Is it going to be him, Trossard, Martinelli? I don't know. And then Gyökeres up top. Am I missing anyone? I don't think I am.
Do you say Norgard?
Norgard.
Norgard, yeah.
He was almost like either a Jorginho or a Partey replacement. But I still stand by that was a Partey replacement at the time. Because, as I said, the plan was to have Zubimendi and Thomas Partey as the 2 sixes. But he's a downgrade. So it's pretty much the same as what I've been seeing all of last summer in terms of the transfer window. But we'll get on to that next, actually. What do you make of the transfer window so far? Because, again, it's been far from overwhelming for me. It really has. It really has. Apart from the striker, there's not really any upgrades. Like, at the end of the day, we are a Gyökeres injury away from the same attack as last season.
Yeah.
But what do you make of it in general?
Bro, we was promised unprecedented goosebumps before the window started. Everyone getting on the Rodrigo hype train and all this. Oh, Rodrigo, Eze, we're going to sign them both and all that. Like, at the end of the day, buzzing with Gyökeres, don't get twisted. We've actually got a proper striker in there, which we've been leading since Aubameyang left. So that was actually, you know what? You go and get one of the best. That was for the last 2 years, we're actually out there in Gyökeres, and we got over the line, and that's a brilliant signing. I do think it's the best to come. I know it's going to determine on the manager and his system, but I think he will score goals for fun anyway. So buzzing with that, obviously Zubimendi we knew about was going to come in already in January, but always really like the idea of that signing, and I think he's shown some really good signs. I think it's those two definitely upgrades. But then you're right. You look at the rest of the squad. Noni Madueke, don't even get me started right now. You still got people justifying it, which like we always do. They said the same thing with Sterling. They said the same thing every single player this manager signs. He's the next coming of this. He's the next coming of that. He can reincarnate him into this type of player and all that. We say the same thing every single day. Look, I'm willing to be proved wrong. I said this when we signed Madueke. I'm willing to be proved wrong. But what I saw at Chelsea, and I'm sure we'll talk about Trossard contracts in a minute. This will be the business for Arsenal Football Club. As you said, if Gyökeres get an injury, we have the exact same attack as last season. Yeah, so that's a problem there. We need more incomings. We need ideally 2 more attackers. That's why missing out on Eze, absolutely gutted. Yeah, that is, and it's simply not good enough as well at the end of the day. So I mean, you look at Norgard. Like, Norgard, he's all right. He's just well as that. Like, he's been in the Prem, done his thing, but
he looks awful off the ball though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but he's like, why not go for someone like and I know that the money's massive, but Baleba at Brighton, for example, go for a younger, like who's that? The Sevilla guy everyone's talking about.
That Agume geezer.
The French, Guame.
Well, again, he's too unproven for me.
I'd rather, but then I hear it. Like, but again, like, we look at, and I don't really want to mention his name because of what happened to him, but getting rid of a player like Partey moving on, as you said a minute ago, it should have been Zubi and Partey together as our 2 sixes. Rice is there as well. But I look at it now, the midfield, Zubi's there. We're getting injured to Zubamendi. It's going to have to be either Norgard stepping in, Mikel Merino probably in the midfield, or King Kai back in the midfield. So I was looking at Norgard, I was thinking, look, well established at Brentford, but again, he's just more just squad. Kepa, I think 5 million deal is all right, and he's showing good signs in the preseason, especially at penalties. So we'll see what he does in the cup games. Mosquera, I actually like the Mosquera signing. I'm actually looking at Mosquera, thinking this guy looks rapid anyway. I think this guy could be a good defender for the future of Arsenal. But am I missing anyone? Yeah, no, Norgard, Madueke, Kepa, Mosquera, Gyökeres, Zubamendi. Right. You know, we still need, where is this left winger, people? And right now, Trossard, obviously you speak about it in a minute, he's on a new contract. We've got Martinelli still here, right? Madueke is clearly being used as a left winger anyway. He's played the last 2 games in pre-season. I can see him as a left winger, right? So we're not gonna get a left winger, and we're also not gonna get now an attacking midfielder. I would have taken either one of Eze or Xavi Simons anyway, but we're not gonna get either of them now. So I think this would be the window of our incomers. We sign. This is it. We still need to sell players. Yeah, we have not got any money for a single player. Not a single player. You know, people could talk about Tavares, but that was an obligation to buy. Yeah, like we have, and what we sold Marquinhos back to Brazil for £1 million or something. So we didn't make any profit because we bought him for 3 million. We could have got him a free on a free transfer. But yeah, like we're not sold a single player. We've still got a bunch of players in that needs to go. The credit I will give is the new deals. You know, Ethan getting a new contract, fair play. Gabriel signed a new deal, fair play. We need Saliba and Saka to get done. But honestly, right now, bro, if I had to rate the window, probably a 6 out of 10, man. Because there's still a lot of work to do in terms of incomings. Are we going to sit here and say we're actually ready to compete with a squad of Manchester City and the signings that they've signed, Liverpool with the signings that they've signed? I mean, look at Ekatike. Bro, you actually had a good point about Ekatike. You know, when we were talking about the strikers, you was like, you mentioned him. I think as one of your second choices. I think maybe, I don't know who was first. Maybe
Isak. I think it was.
I can't remember.
So Isak was my first choice. Gyökeres was my second, and Ekatike was my third. I would have preferred him over Sesko, but at the moment for Liverpool, I'm not gonna lie. If they get Isak up front, by the way, speaking of Isak, have you seen the statement he's put out?
No, I haven't actually.
Yeah, he's put out a statement on his Instagram.
What, he's leaving?
Let me see if I can find it.
Oh, yeah. I've just seen it. When promises are broken and trust is lost, the relationship can't continue.
Yeah.
Wow.
He ain't coming back from that. Trust me.
Newcastle fans are burning shirts and everything, mate. They're done with Isak.
I think he's fucked up big time, you know. He's chose possibly the wrong time to leave Newcastle because it seems like Liverpool can't afford him at the moment. Arsenal have obviously already got their striker in Gyökeres, or else I'm pretty sure we would have gone in for Isak. If he said at the start of the window, I've no doubt in my mind that Arsenal would have been on that deal. Not to say we would have got him, but no doubt that we would be going for Isak instead of Gyökeres. And I'm happy with Gyökeres, don't get me wrong. My guy said Angelo Stiller at Stuttgart. That's the midfielder. He's actually decent, to be fair. I think Liam may have to enlighten us, though, because he's Bundesliga. But yeah, that's not a bad shout. He got like 8 assists in the league last season. Is he... I'm trying to think now. Is he an attacking midfielder or is he a box-to-box?
I think he might be attacking midfielder.
Yeah.
The one we really should have got is Reiners, though.
Oh, yeah. I was jealous when that move happened, to be honest.
Look at Man City, bro.
Yeah, that's just mad. Vieira's being linked with he was linked with Stuttgart, so we could have asked for
done a swap,
swap, but again, I've not really watched a whole lot of him, so
he's Stuttgart are backed out the deal apparently now.
Yeah, they have,
so
unfortunately. But with this Eze news, I mean, it's actually gut-wrenching, you know, because I could be watching 2 of my favourite players in the league, Isak going to Liverpool and Eze going to Tottenham, potentially not playing for Arsenal. I'm gonna have to do hate watches for the pair of them. I mean, that is just so flipping painful for me because Eze, for me, right, although I love Ethan, he's not a creative 10 for me. He's someone who will pick out in the buckets of space and he will take on his man, make room for the shot.
Yeah.
That is the type of player he is. Hence, he's been playing out on the right for a couple of games. Odegaard has his creative limitations as well, whereas Eze is that playmaker. And look, if you're not going to play to Gyökeres's strengths, right, then at least get a creative midfielder through the door. But it doesn't look like we're going to. Right, Odegaard's going to continue drifting out wide. Same with Declan Rice. That was the problem with our midfield Sunday because we just had no cohesion whatsoever. They just looked so disjointed. I don't feel like if you are planning on playing Rice as the further box-to-box midfielder, so higher than Odegaard pretty much, because I see him as a number 6 picking up the ball, for God's sake. That's mad. How can you have your attacking midfielder as your 6, but your CDM, who you paid £100 million for, leading the press? I mean, it doesn't make no sense to me. So, to me, Eze would have been, although I wouldn't have played him on the left, he provides competition. If you don't trust Waneri in that position, you need someone to trust in a big game. But even if we did bring in Eze, I don't think he would have dropped Odegaard anyway.
Nah.
We don't.
He's like a son. Father and son.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I think Odegaard was actually rushed a little bit too soon, I would almost argue. If I'm being dead honest with you. I know we needed him and we needed that creativity, but we had Ethan at the time. I don't know why we didn't give him a shot. I'm not saying overplay him, but give him minutes when necessary, especially when he was on red hot form. And then obviously got Dalman there as well. But again, he's only 15. Like he's doing his GCSEs next year. It's mad. I mean, it's mad as well. Like speaking of Trossard and his contract, where's the comment? Here we go. Troll extended his contract for one more season with a salary increase. That is absolutely. I mean, I tell you what. Forget. I can't believe this football club. I've got to a point where I can believe it. Yeah. I can't believe this football club, to be honest with you. Because how are you increasing Trossard's salary to a point where we can't sell him now? We cannot sell him. I mean, there has to be some Diddy business going on. Because why do we like to keep old men at the football club? Why do we buy veterans as well?
Bro.
Mikel R. Diddy, that's who it is, bro. Why? Because how many players have we actually kept at the football club for far too long? Check.
Exactly.
El-Neni, we kept for... Bro, he should have gone after Emery's first season. That was when he should have gone. But he was here until, I think it was it 2 seasons ago he left? I'm pretty sure he left 2 seasons ago.
The one, the one where we
left.
Well, the season when we had that awful yellow kit with the like a little kid drew on it.
The tennis ball kit.
Yeah, that was his last season.
Yeah, that's mad. We kept Rob Holding for far too long. We kept Koscielny for far too long. Mertesacker, Petr Cech. We bought obviously when he was, I believe, 33 years old. Like he couldn't even remember his own name for God's sake, and we decided to bring him in. Am I forgetting anyone else? Cedric we kept for too long. We should have got rid of him within 2 seasons. I'm trying to think of who else. Bellerin, I'd say we kept for far.
Yeah, he's finished towards the end.
Yeah, he was finished off the ACL. Like we have a habit of keeping players for far too long when they've already passed it. And Trossard is that guy. I like the player. He's been a great signing.
Yeah.
But why? Jesus is another one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Havertz shouldn't have been brought in the first place, but Jesus, right? 250 grand a week, I believe he's on.
Yeah.
And the guy should have gone again last summer. Like, we should have got the money for Jesus for me. But again, it's just, I mean, I'm hearing as well Zinchenko, like, he wants to, Arteta wants to keep Zinchenko around the dressing room. Oh, it's a family. Fast and Furious FC. That's who we are, bro. Don Tornetto settings. What is going on? But yeah, what do you make of the situation? Because again, this is just this is madness. Nothing against Trossard because it's not his fault. I wouldn't be denying a bloody wage increase.
Yeah,
bro. I don't blame the guy, but this football club, man.
This is it. Like, we're not surprised anymore. Like, I swear, something has to be going on behind the scenes, like beyond even Berta now, because Berta's came in there, number one in terms of actually getting money for players and selling players on. You know, he's probably laughing at that wage bill in embarrassment. That wage bill is an absolute disgrace. We've got a man like Reece Nelson 100 bags a week, and he's been on loan for the past 2 seasons. You said it with Jesus, 250. Yeah. He's made a glass, mate. Well. And Ketio's 100 grand a week. Yeah, like I shared the wage bill the other day. It's embarrassing the amount of names that are on there. They're on ridiculous amount of money, and that's what Berta's got to walk into. How the hell are we meant to sell these players when they're on these ridiculous amount of wage? And then we're renewing players like Trossard. Now, yeah, I agree. Trossard's been actually, I think we dodged a bullet, signing him obviously over Mudryk in the end, and especially in his second season. I remember the Champions League games against Munich, against Porto as well. And even in the Premier League games, he off the bench, clutch. You know, he had a great season, and he's not been a bad signing at all. So there's nothing against him whatsoever. It's just the fact that what are we doing here? Like real talk, what are we actually doing here? And is this actually, this is why I look, because you've said it there as well. We've been doing this year in, year out with these players, and then when we do, this is why we're so bad at selling. I'm bored of saying it, man, because our highest, we know it's Oxlade-Chamberlain, £32 million in the history of Arsenal Football Club. Liverpool got more, 40 million for Quensa. They're beaten by one player in Quensa than our whole history combined of selling players. It's been like this year in, year out. And then when we do get these type of players, yeah, they either run down their contracts and they go on a free. So this is where we're at. And at the end of the day, this just proves to me, Trossard staying, we ain't signing no one else. We're not. Noni Madueke is going to be the left winner. And people were saying, Madueke, he's not going to affect the Eze deal. Madueke, he's not going to affect the Rodrigo deal. Madueke is not going to affect anything. He's just cover for Saka. Okay, if he was, I actually would have said, you know what? If we would have got Madueke as a cover for Saka then, and we would have got Eze and we got a left winner, fair enough. Yeah. But this is not going to happen. Madueke is our left winner. He's the upgrade, apparently, to Martinelli and Trossard. So that is our left winner next season, people. The one that now is the main priority. Martinelli, Trossard, Madueke is our left winner. 3 left winner options for next season. We are absolutely doomed. I'm sorry, we are doomed.
Yeah. I mean, the only slight, I'd say, silver lining to this is if we get rid of Martinelli. You can't be keeping both of them. If you extend Trossard on a new deal and then sell Martinelli for a decent amount, for about 50, 60 million, then fair enough. But if you're keeping both Trossard and Martinelli, that's a problem. And the thing is, right, back to the Man United game, he was on the sub bench, right? And he didn't come on.
Nope.
So I was thinking to myself, right, okay, he's leaving, right? Because Sami Mokbel last week released that Trossard set to leave Arsenal after we were dwelling on a new contract at the start of the window. Now, it appears that he's agreed a new contract. Like, what is going on here?
It's mad, and there are so many clubs in for Trossard as well. Like, it came out to say Brentford, Villa, and another one, another Premier League club was there as well. And I think Borussia Dortmund were there. Many clubs were lining up for Trossard. And yeah, you was right. We was haggling over the contracts for quite a while now. And it looks like, yeah, look, he's agreed to sign a new deal. We're happy to keep him. And Martinelli as well, he's going to be staying. Like, you know, until, you know, played him again, started him against Man United at Old Trafford. Yeah, I don't see him going anywhere. So honestly, this will be our left winner. So we're having these 3 left winners when, you know, this says, I did a video today about Lookman, for example. You know, he's out there for £43 million. £43 million. Alan Lookman's out there, people. Inter they walked away from the deal. They said they don't want it anymore. Yeah, they move on elsewhere. He's there. He came out and said he's left Atalanta. He's not been any pre-season. £43 million.
Atalanta got a replacement as well.
They got a replacement. He's there, people.
The fucking clap version of Papa Pinkers, bro.
Actually,
Papa Pinkers for a split second.
That's crazy. But yeah, like, how can we actually end this window and fail yet again? Because it is going to be a failure, people. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was buzzing with your crest coming. I got so much hope. Finally, this is it. This is the window where we've actually done the business. We've got the striker in. Now we're going to get a left winger in as well. You got people saying me this the one. Madueke is not going to affect Eze. Don't worry, we're getting Eze as well. Yeah, this is what we should be showing ambition. We should be showing ambition and getting in these players that elevate us. Okay, I get you got to build the squad as well, but only Victor Gyökeres and maybe Zubimendi are actual level ravers. They're actually going to upgrade us. They're actually going to take us to the next level, to the league title. We're going to have to rely on Trossard, who's how old is he now? 30 now, right?
31.
He's 31 now. Okay, he had a poor season last year. Okay, Martinelli falling off a cliff and Madueke on the left wing to actually get us a league title against Liverpool, Man City.
Speaking of Madueke, do you know how much money he's on at Arsenal?
It's not been reported anywhere. Like I tried to find this the other day. They said I don't know how much was at Chelsea, but they say he took a wage cut or something.
Yeah, so I think he's earning about 50k. Yeah, 50k a week. So I think he was on like, what's his salary saying at Chelsea? Oh no, he was earning 50k a week as well. No, fair enough.
50 grand a week at Chelsea, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's saying at Arsenal though.
Yeah, I think at Arsenal he's earning 50 as well.
50 as well.
Yeah, so fair enough. He's taken a wage cut, but still, I think with the left wing situation, it's almost like because we are 2 positions away from properly getting over the line for me. Well, still question marks on the manager, but that would have been a complete starting 11 as far as I'm concerned. You've got arguably, whether that's Lookman or Rodrigo, best front 3 in Europe, hands down. Right, with the striker,
Saka, Gyökeres, Rodrigo. Yeah, simple as that.
Imagine you have Lookman or Rodrigo on the left-hand side. We are bound to score goals. And you've got the defence as well. Midfield's looking decent. It's obviously over to the manager, but it's like, well, I tell you what, let's just keep the excuses coming, you know, because if we inevitably don't win anything, then we've got that to blame. You know, we'll get the left winger now. Like, that's going to be, I reckon.
that'll be the narrative next season.
It's going to be a similar situation to what happened with the striker.
With the striker, yeah.
Waiting years.
Oh, all we need is a left winner now, and then we can challenge and we can win the league next season. Exactly the same as the striker. Exactly that.
Yeah. It's frustrating. And it's going to be the same as well. Like, let's say we let go of Saliba, right? He doesn't sign on if we don't get over the line. It'll be exactly the same with him. Because, again, I just don't trust the club replacing these players. I just don't trust them. Yes, we've replaced the stopgaps, but yeah, well done. Congratulations. What do you want, a gold medal? Because all we've done is receive silver over the last 5 years. Because... It's annoying. We've got a question here. Would you move on Martinelli before Havertz, Mourinho, Jesus, Lokonga? I would probably move on Havertz before Martinelli. He's pretty much the reason why we're in this position, why we've not won anything in 5 years. So he should have gone. But again, 250 grand a week, like you're not getting rid of him on them sort of wages. Marino, the thing is about Marino, he doesn't start games for me, but you can just throw him on every now and then.
Yeah.
He can be off the laney pretty much. Just throw him on if you need a goal, because he can get his bonds to the ball. So I wouldn't mind him, but in the central positions, because he's one of the best finishers at the club, along with the likes of Gyökeres, Saka, and I'll probably put Marino third. To be honest, like how embarrassing is that?
How mad! That's how mad.
Rice, maybe. Declan Rice, maybe, but again, Marino's definitely in the top 5 for me. Jesus, he should have been moved on, definitely. And Lokonga, I mean, does that guy even exist?
You like Lokonga, man, still here.
I know. I cannot believe he's still here at Arsenal.
How's he finesse his way still here? Like, man was on the bench. He had a free holiday to Hong Kong and Singapore. Man was just on the bench chilling. And bro, it would surprise me if he's there next season again, because we just can't sell the guy. Vieira's still here. Like, it's mad. Like with Martinelli, just quickly, like, I'm starting to like this season. He's looking the same old Martinelli we've been seeing for last year and the year before. And it's like, if club came in big for him, like a Saudi club, a team like that, and they're 50, 60 million, you got to take it right now. But the thing for me with Martinelli is, I don't know what it is. There's still now it may sound a bit delusional, but there's still a bit of hope that I think there's a player in there, man. I just think it's a manager, man, and the way how he's using him. We still saw him last year as a striker. That little game against Liverpool, the 2-2 game, he switched to Trossard for a little bit. He scored against, he got us back in the game against Liverpool. When you look at him direct, he looks so much more confident. Now, I get his finishing needs to improve, and maybe decision making needs to improve as well. But I just feel there's still something left for Martinelli, man. We saw how good this guy was 2022 season when he had Xhaka in there, and he had, he was just balling out for fun. Even when we signed him as well, playing as a striker, score goals for fun as well. I still think there's a player in Martinelli, and that's the fear for me. What if he goes to a team like I think you said yesterday about Barcelona, for example, or even if he went to a Premier League team, I think Bayern Munich looking at him. If he goes to these teams, we could get like a Gnabry situation where he goes and flip him, smash it there, and score goals for fun and win multiple trophies. Yeah, because I still think there's a player in there, man.
Yeah, I mean, this is why I was saying yesterday, I was very strong on my Martinelli case, that he's just not the problem at Arsenal at the moment. Well, not Arsenal, but, out of our front line, he's just not the problem. Because, again, you look at that left-hand side, you could put a Rafa Leao or someone unproven down that left-hand side, and I don't think they would do any better than Martinelli currently. It's not because they're not good, but to me, we wouldn't get the best out of them because we have nothing down that side. Right, Declan Rice is a 6. I don't mind him. I would say double pivot with Zubimendi, and he's amongst the centre circle. I guess he can get forward a couple of times, I would say, and he can perch on the edge of the box. I don't mind that. But if he's in the box and he's, assisting Martinelli, basically holding hands with Martinelli, that's just not his game, right? He's not a Fabregas. He's not a Gerrard. He's not that type of player. He is, I would say, more of a Mascherano, Rodri type player, if you ask me. It just got 6s available, the likes of Skelly and, Declan Rice, who you bought to play in that position, because the initial thought was to have Havertz midfield, not him in the 8. So I think what it is, right, if you're going to play 4-3-3, cool, but make sure you have an actual box-to-box midfielder in that position. But if you don't, then you might as well play a double pivot. You might as well. But at the moment, we're playing a 4-3-3, right? But in a rigid system. Like it doesn't make no sense. It really doesn't.
Go double pivot like Zubi and Rice, perfect double pivot.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
Bilbao as well.
Yeah, it worked against Bilbao. Like what is his obsession? Like I still don't. Rice is phenomenal, and you know the money we spent, I still think it was justified 100%. And you know we saw what happened last season, Real Madrid. You know the free kicks, and he's definitely should be captain. By the way, at the end of the day, you need to utilize him properly, Arteta, because I still don't think he's used him correctly. And I'm still not liking him in this advanced position, man. I just think build a good partnership with him and Zubimendi together, right? Have that good partnership of those together. Because even like, I don't know, Xhaka was playing more of the 8 role, more advanced, which Rice is doing now in the season when we was in the title race. But we had a very good midfielder, Xhaka there. I think, what was it? Party there as well, and Odegaard. And we saw the best of Odegaard as well in that season. Like, you need the midfield has to be one of the most important areas on the pitch. And when we lose a player like Party, you've got to justify it by you know, using Rice at where his actual position is, have him in this double pivot, and then have whoever's in front. Odegaard, you know, having hopefully a bit more freedom in front of him, or hopefully, even if he gets a chance there. But yeah, man, like it's just, it goes back to the manager again, you know, which is for me the biggest concern going into this new season, bro. Is Arteta. It really is.
Yeah, by the way, we got Pedro in the chart as well. 7 likes. Let's try and get to 10 by the end of the stream. Or actually, I'll say 15, you know. I think that's a bit low. So yeah, let's aim for 15 likes by the end of the stream. But yeah, I echo exactly what you're saying about Declan Rice. And you mentioned Odegaard. Like, where was he playing in that 22-23 season as well? More centrally as the centre attack midfielder. So he was allowed to get the best out of Martinelli as well as Saka. Hence, Saka and Martinelli were in double figures that season. But again, I feel like that Man City game where we lost 4-1, that really fucked him over. It really did. That's where, I got to change something here. And although I like the fact we're more, I would say, protective at the back, and you know, I'm happy with the back 4 we have, but there was no point changing the way we played in attack. All we needed was just a few additions. The striker, and I guess just a couple more seconds. Because bro, we had Marquinhos to throw off the bench. Nketiah.
Oh my god.
Bro, we were throwing them sort of players on against Man City where we lost 3-1.
Bro,
that was the game where they were throwing on the likes of, I believe, was it Grealish? Who did they have on the bench that game? I'm pretty sure they had the likes of Silva.
What, the 4-1? The 4-1 game?
No, we lost 3-1 at the Emirates. The game in February.
What, that same season?
Yeah, the same season. Who else did they have on the bench? So Phil Foden. There we go. That was one of them they brought on. We brought on the likes of Ben White, Fabio, and Trossard.
They had Alvarez on the bench. Palmer on the bench. Fucking hell, man.
Yeah.
Foden. Mad. We brought on, flipping teabag. Wow.
Yeah, like that's the difference in class. That's what we needed to build on from that season. And fair enough, we finished 2 points behind City the following season, but guess what? We regressed last season as well.
Yeah.
Because we finished like 13 points behind Liverpool that season. At the end of the day, right, how can you finish 2 points off Man City and then all you're given is Calafiori and Marino? To an extent, I do feel for the manager in that sense, but bloody hell. Like, I think that was more of an Edu thing than Arteta. Although, Edu wanted Fabian Ruiz and Arteta went for Marino. So again, it's a sign of Arteta getting his way.
Yeah, again, a lot of these players is from Arteta. You know, I think majority of these players are all from Arteta. You know, it came out about the Madueke signing. Arteta's push for the move. You know, as you said with the Ruiz signing, imagine we got Fabian Ruiz, man. Like, seriously, could you imagine? Like, fucking even we went to Porto and got Vieira instead of Vitinha. I don't know if you saw as well, when our scouts, they're the biggest frauds. When we got Marquinhos, at the same time we were scouting Kvaratskhelia when he's in Georgia.
Oh my dude.
We could have had Kvaratskhelia before he went to Napoli. But no.
That's not even the worst thing. We actually got him for 3 million when we could have just got Marquinhos for free.
It's just
and then
so
we sold him for barely anything as well.
This club is mad at times, man. It really is so frustrating, and it's going to be another window now where we're close in the sense that we got Gyökeres there, man. Literally, we got that striker finally, but then we still got more holes to fill. You know, we're still missing another player. Why can we have a window where we do what's required for once? Please, can we get a window where we actually sign all the players and all positions we need? We can actually go into a season and feel confident we can actually go and win the Premier League now.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I take it back to what I said about the transfer window being similar to last season. I reckon it's very reminiscent to the transfer window we had when we first finished second under this manager. And we signed Declan Rice, and we got conned into thinking, "Oh my days, it's an 8 out of 10 window because we signed Declan Rice."
Yeah.
And then we signed obviously Timber and Ryan. Those were brilliant signings, but then Havertz coming in when that should have been the striker. So, to me, right, this window we had. We have Kepa, Mosquera, Zubimendi. We have 2 players who can pretty much fit into this first team, right? It was the same with. That summer where we had Raya, Timber, who obviously didn't play that season because he had an ACL injury, but we had Raya, we had Rice, and then Havertz. So 3 players could get into that team from that season, but Havertz shouldn't have been starting anyway. He shouldn't have even been at the football club. This summer, we signed, obviously, Zubimendi and Gyökeres. Those are the only 2 getting into this current first team at the moment. We have no competition elsewhere. And although Mosquera's decent, he's not Saliba for me. So again, this is what I'm saying. Like, if it wasn't for the agent and Berta to an extent, somehow convincing Arteta and the rest of the scouting team to go for Gyökeres instead of Sesko, we probably would. And if it was probably Edu, he probably ends up giving Arteta Sesko.
Yeah.
Exactly who he wanted initially. But again, Arteta's spoken highly enough of him. You know, our first phone call, blah, 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 blah. You wanted Sesko, mate.
Clearly as well.
Let's just have it right.
Wanted Sesko, yeah.
Sesko. Yeah. Have we spoken about Eze? I don't think we have to Spurs.
Nah.
I think we've just spoken about, you know, the entire transfer window as a whole. But Eze to Spurs, I mean, what do you make of that? Because are Tottenham slowly becoming a bit of a force for this top 4 now? In fact, not the top. I was going to say the title, bloody hell, but top 4. Like, are they catching up? Because as far as I'm concerned, their attack is looking similar to ours. Finished 17th.
17th, man.
Yeah, like what's going on there?
17th. Yeah, bro. Honestly, like, well, I mean, a player that we should have got, crying out, Mohamed Kudus. Look how good he's looking out already. Now I know it's early days, it's Burnley and you know, early pre-season. He's still got a lot to prove for the rest of the season. But yeah, he's gonna look a player, man. You know, and I look at it with Tottenham. I just think, obviously, I hate you saying this because they're scum, but Thomas Frank as well could play that big effect as a manager. You know, I think he did really well at Brentford when he got them back up. First, he got promoted and then kept them up there as well and played some really good football. And I feel that's what now with Tottenham, Champions League as well, they're going to have next season. I do see them back up there. Not obviously tight race and all that, but definitely back up there in top 4, especially if they get Eze as well, man, which looks like it's going to happen. And that is absolutely wound me up big time. You know, we had all the talk about, you know, and it's a shame with Eze because Eze quite clearly was trying his best to push for a move for Arsenal. That came out by anyone, you name it, all in the scene for British Show. They said it was more on the player side. It was more on Eze's side trying to push for the move. He really wanted the Arsenal move. It was his dream club. He came out publicly and said that my dream is play for Arsenal. He was little as a little kid, right? Pictures of him in the Arsenal academy, right? And he got released, and it was one of the worst things. And he wanted to come back to it. Like, obviously, he wanted the move, and now he's going to be playing for the scum, and probably upgrade them and be one of their key players next season. So their scores, like, even Frank's getting the best out of Richarlison, it seems, right now. I mean, again, I know it's only one game against Burnley, but the way how they're playing with Kudus, and now adding Eze into the team, man, they'll be back up there for top 4. I hate to say it, because they finished flipping 17th last season. But at the end of the day, bro, Eze got into them lot. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating because I think you were saying earlier with it, he would have been absolutely perfect, for these transitions, for when break down these low block teams as well, right? He would have been perfect in that position where Odegaard is. We need something different to Odegaard, because look at last season. This manager binned off Smith Rowe. He lined out Vieira. We was left with nothing. He did not trust Ethan Nwaneri, and week in, week out, he played Odegaard week in, week out, and he was dreadful. Now people can look at the injury and all this, but at the end of the day, that is where you need a competition there. You need someone to sit there and say, hold on a minute, Odegaard, you're the captain, yeah? You need to perform week in, week out, mate. If you don't, we've got Eze now. And you're dropped. But the manager's not going to do that because, as I said, they're father and son. He's a captain. He said in his press conference, they all had a vote, apparently. They all voted for the captain and everyone said Odegaard. So, at the end of the day, he has his favourites. We know this manager. I was, it made me feel a bit sick, man, when I saw the news that he weren't coming to Arsenal and that he's not even in the race anymore. Not even in a race or hijack, nothing like that. Not even interested in the guy. How can you not be interested in the guy? We need more attackers, man. I'm gutted, mate. Absolutely gutted. And yeah, I think Tottenham will be back up there. I hate to say it, top 4 at least next season under Thomas Frank.
Yeah, I have to ask you, what's happening with the intro then?
Yeah, bro.
What's happening?
I was that, big up Tom, if he's watching this or whatever. He's back and watches this, by the way. Makes a fantastic intro, puts all the edits in, the timer, great sound and all that. And then he asked me a question. He said, should I include Eze? Because he brought the new signings in. And he said, should I include Eze? Just in case we sign him. I said, yeah, we're definitely going to sign him. Cut it out, mate. Cut it out. Put Noni Madueke in there. Put Noni Madueke in there with a flipping head. He's Roman headband on instead of people. Is this what we're going to be served up right now? But yeah, I'm gutted, mate. Absolutely gutted.
Yeah, I completely hear it. I mean, it just doesn't make no sense to me that. I think at the start of the window, I think I brought it up that. We bought Eze. We were tempted to go for Eze in case, Chelsea were going to go for Nwaneri, but it seems like the minutes for him ain't changing. So I don't get why we wouldn't be on for Eze, to be honest with you, despite the Tottenham links. I mean, the fact he wanted Arsenal as well, he was waiting. He was waiting for us, basically, but he had no choice to go to Tottenham. I'm hearing Borja, I can't pronounce his name, actually, but I'm pretty sure he played for Norwich last season. Yeah, he played for Norwich last season. Again, we are Arsenal Football Club. We need players to get over the line. And I know we've seen plenty of Championship ballers from the Championship going up a level, but right now we don't need players who still need to develop. We still need the finished article. By the way, Rodrigo's been benched again for Real Madrid.
Just going for an offer, man. Just why don't you show ambition? Test the waters at least. Because I tell you something now, if you test the waters, he'll be convinced. Yeah, he's not obviously came out and said he wants to leave yet, but Real Madrid are open to offers. Let's say 85 million. He's been benched again, quite clearly, right? He's not going to be I mean, if he's going to be in their plans, it's only going to be off the bench, or he's going to play a handful of games, right? You think about it, Premier League, left wing. Yeah, you're going to play in your natural position. You're going to be the main guy for Arsenal. You and Saka are going to be the main guys for Arsenal, right? With your careers up front, going for the Premier League title next season. Still in Champions League football, Premier League, you know, Arsenal Football Club, one of the biggest clubs, history's there, right? Put in an offer, test the waters for it, and go and get Rodrigo. It's so frustrating when you think about it, man, because
we want to we want to loan him apparently.
Bro, honestly,
I mean, that's the plan. Anyway, I don't believe this crap.
No.
Because all it is just to smooth the deal out pretty much. Trossard has just about closed our window, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, real talk.
I mean,
so
the thing
ridiculous,
is,
man.
Has he even come on yet? I'm interested to know, actually. Has he come on? He's not even come on yet. And it's the 81st minute.
Oh my God.
Not to be fair, but still.
Have they made... Who's on the right for them tonight, then?
Brahim Diaz.
They're playing Diaz. Now, he's a baller, to be fair, but...
Yeah.
You know, they're playing him over him, right? And he's came off. And so he's came off, and they're brought on...
Yeah, or was it Garcia? It might have been Garcia.
Oh, that's a new signing. That Franco guy, 18-year-old.
Yeah,
there as well.
It's either him or it's Garcia that's come on.
Yeah, man. Like, there we go. And Rodrigo's just sat there on the bench. I'm telling you
something now. From what I can see, so.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, and he's not even getting a look in. I don't get it.
No, and looking at the Club World Cup as well, I think he started one game against I think it was Salzburg, and then he was benched ever since.
Yeah, and where did he play that game? Was it on the right?
I think it was on the right, yeah.
Yeah, that's mad. Like, he doesn't get a chance on the left, hardly, when his best position is the left, whereas Arsenal's screaming for a left winger. It's almost like, well, when it comes to signings that make sense, nah, we're not going to do that here. However, signings that don't make sense, we'll go for it because, again, we need to produce some sort of rejuvenation because they've been crap at their previous club. So we need to bring them to Arsenal and bring them to... Why do we have to do that? Just bring the finished article. Apart from Gyökeres, we haven't under this manager. It's madness. But, yeah, to finish off, we'll speak briefly on the Leeds game, unless if I'm missing anything else. I'm pretty sure we've spoken about Eze to Spurs, obviously. Trossard, new contract. The Man United game, obviously. Yeah, we might as well speak on the Leeds game this weekend. I mean, how's your thoughts going into this game? Because, again, obviously they won on Monday against Everton.
Yeah.
Obviously, I didn't watch the game, but... From what I'm hearing, they look decent. However, it probably should have been a draw because the penalty, Everton got hard done by. But from what I'm hearing, Leeds do play very attacking.
Yeah.
And that is their manager. And if they do at our place, then obviously we'll kill them. But how are you feeling going into this game anyway? We should surely we should be winning this convincingly.
Yeah, we have to be honest with you. I expect Emirates. I expect free-flying football. I expect goals. You know, with all due respect to Leeds and fair play, they're back in the Premier League, newly promoted side and all this. Yeah, I mean, when we were doing the podcast, I was watching the full game against Everton and they play very attacking. And maybe because they're at home, possibly first game back at Ellen Road, maybe that's the reason. But, you know, we know what majority of teams do. Especially with all respect to these lower league teams in the Premier League, they come and they sit back low block. And we just look at last season, the amount of draws we picked up, the amount of frustrating games we had against these types of teams. Fucking the Ipswich one springs to mind, the 1-0 at the Emirates. That was just painful to watch the full 90 minutes. So I hope it ain't like that, where we get another bore fest and we scrape it by a goal to nil or 2-1 or 2-0. I really hope, if they play, you know, attacking football, we should pepper them. Fingers crossed, and Gyökeres can get a few goals and get up and running in this Premier League season. But yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and say that we're gonna walk over them. We should, but right now the way our attack's obviously shaping up, I think we do them, but I mean we have to win, no doubt. Imagine we drop points, especially going into the Liverpool game as well on the following week. Going into Anfield, we have to go in there with 6 points going into Anfield game, and ideally a convincing performance against Leeds. So yeah, listen, I think we will win. But I think it should be comfortable. Probably have to go with a 2-0. I think that's 2-0, and if hopefully another clean sheet, hopefully Gyökeres gets on the score sheet as well, man. But it's one of those games, man, where you can't underestimate Leeds newly promoted sides. We should win, though, bro. I'll be very, very surprised if we don't.
Yeah, I've pretty much gone with the same thing, to be honest. I've gone 2-0 Arsenal. Lineup-wise, what are you saying with the team? Because, again, as far as I'm concerned, we should be going strong.
Yeah.
We need pretty much our players to be firing ahead of our game against Liverpool at Anfield. Firstly, big up BBK, my bro. I hope you're well. Josh
big
with
up
the
BBK.
fresh. Big
young
up
Sheldon. I'm young Sheldon back again. Come on. Nah, bless up BBK.
We will definitely beat Leeds. Difficult game, but comfortable scoreline in the end. Yeah, it should be, but you never know with Arsenal. If they come with a stinking low block, then you just don't know. It won't surprise me if we just about scrape through with a 1-0 win. I've actually gone 2-0, but with 2 late goals towards the end. I think it's going to be 0-0 for the vast majority of the game, but we'll somehow find 2 goals out of nothing. But what do you say with the team selection then? Any changes or?
Yeah, I agree. You go really strong. Obviously, Reyes are going to be in goal. Back 4. I don't know. I mean, Timber came off the bench against Man United, didn't he? So maybe put Timber in for this game. 2 centre backs, Gabriel Saliba. Left back, Calaflori, maybe again, Maybe again. I mean, Skelly again came off the bench, but yeah, you know what? I'll go Calaflori again, left back. Keep the same back 4. The midfield, hopefully double pivot, Rice and Mendy. I'd go, obviously, Odegaard back in there, but he needs to really step up for this type of game. Then the front 3, Gyökeres obviously down the middle, Saka on the right. Okay, who's you start on the left wing? Who the hell did you start on the left wing? Maybe, and I thought he was awful off the bench against United, but maybe Noni Madueke.
Yeah, he could be the key to break down these low blocks, to be honest, because at least he is direct. Yeah. Martinelli, at the moment, I mean, bro, I don't know. I feel like Madueke suits these sort of games more rather than a Martinelli against the big games like Liverpool at Anfield next week. That's where I would start Martinelli.
Yeah,
because they'll have more space to utilise. And defensively, they're actually quite weak. And look, Ethan at left wing. I mean, I called it yesterday. I did say Ethan at left wing, or play Ethan out on the right and Saka on the left.
Saka on the left.
That's something to.
Let's not forget, where did Saka play when he first burst on the scene? Obviously, he was at left back, but
yeah, not left back.
He was also left wing. And a few times I noticed last season as well. I think when I went Newcastle, he was drifting out on the left quite a bit, and he looked a lot more sharper. So, because you think about it, you're gonna have the way how Leeds think about it, and every single team that comes up against us, target Saka on the right hand side. They're gonna look on the right hand sides and target Saka, right? Change up a little bit. Are they gonna expect Saka on the other wing? Probably not. So play either Saka or Ethan. 100% on the left wing. Try something different if it's not working.
And another thing as well, did you see Ismail Kabia actually signed a new deal at Arsenal? Was it his first professional contract?
Is he the
rapid winger in the academy?
Yeah.
He's actually right-footed. So I'm calling this now. You can come back to this stream. I think he's breaking into this first team within a year.
I'd give him a chance. I really would. Has he played the game debut for Arsenal yet? Surely a cup game.
I think he came on against Bolton.
Bolton, okay. Yeah, Bolton.
Yeah, he's rapid apparently. So I think within a year he should be on that pre-season tour. Though he was on that pre-season tour, wasn't he? He didn't get a chance, did he?
How old is he?
I think he's 19.
Oh yeah, 19. Yeah.
Yeah.
New contract. Yeah, give him.
I think he scored a brace the other day.
I'll play him in the Carabao Cup wherever we play. Hopefully, it's like a League One team. To be fair, but
obviously this game's too soon for him.
Nah, yeah, of course.
I would be considering playing Dalman for this one, to be honest. Not starting him
off the bench, yeah.
Yeah, off the bench, I would be bringing him on in case Saka is a bit tired, I guess, or it's just not working out. I'd stick Dalman out on the right because, again, like from what we've seen, he can drive. He's fearless like Ethan, so I think he could be another key to breaking down these low blocks because as we've seen in pre-season, he's won 2 penalties. So I would be considering playing, not starting, but I will be bringing Dalman with the squad at least, seeing as it's a home game.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I've got a feeling that obviously he will save Dalman for the Carabao Cup. I don't think he'll risk Dalman in the Premier League just yet. But I could be wrong. He could be in the squad. Apparently, Norgard was ill, from what I'm hearing. I mean, I don't know where Dom got it from, to be honest. I mean, there was nothing about why Norgard was left out at the weekend, but yeah, I mean, I feel like with the lineup, I will probably stick with the same fullbacks in Ben White and Calafiori because Leeds will sit deep, whereas Man United, it was a brave move to go with both Ben White and Calafiori as the 2 left backs, whereas I would have probably gone Timber and not Calafiori. I would have gone Lewis Skelly, although Calafiori did score the goal, but the corner was going in anyway, I'm pretty sure. So,
yeah, it probably was.
Yeah, but I would have gone for Timber and Lewis Skelly for that protection, but for this sort of game, I think we can get away with playing Ben White and Calafiori again as the 2 fullbacks. And then the midfield 3 is pretty much what I'm pretty sure Arteta would have gone for. I don't really want to see Norgard in that. I don't want to see no rotation, because Leeds have come up from the Premier League, comfortable 3 or 4-0, so can afford to rotate. No, we've actually got to thump these lot hard.
Yeah.
That's me like 3 or 4 pauses. So fucking stream, man. Jesus Christ, what is wrong with me? But yeah, we've got to thump these at least 3 or 4-0. We need to get Gyökeres going because at the moment he's very clunky, and I think his last league game was against. Actually, I don't know who it was against, but I know his last league game was against. I keep saying it. His last bloody league game was in May. Bloody hell.
Who, Gyökeres?
Yeah.
May, wow.
So obviously it's going to take him a while to get himself going, but hopefully this is the perfect game to hopefully bag a brace or something. Hopefully he actually starts 90 minutes because Arteta needs to get into the habit of look, if you're bringing off Gyökeres, then you're not bringing on another striker, bro. You're not. Havertz is the midfielder that you initially bought him in for, and he's now playing as your hybrid striker. So you can't be bringing him on every week. You've got to be trusting your initiative, which is, I know his initiative is to bring on Havertz, but trust in the striker you bought in the summer. So, look, the left-hand side, it really is a toss of a coin. I can actually see him going Madueke, to be honest. Yeah. I really can see it. And I think score prediction, 2-0 Arsenal. As BBK pointed out in the chat, 2 late goals and then against Leicester. I can see it being that way.
Like last year, Marino,
2-0 or 2-1 for me. We may be 2-0 up, but I think Leeds may score late on. In fact, I'm going to change it to 2-1.
Yeah, see, I was thinking 2-1 as well. Yeah, I was thinking 2-1 or 2-0, you know. I'm pipe them 4-1 or 4-0 or something, please, Arsenal. You know, but just the way how we played in recent years, you know, against these teams are gonna most likely sit back leads and play low block. It's gonna be one of those games where we'll win, but it won't be pretty, man. It won't be pretty.
Yeah. Is there anything else that I've forgotten about, or I'm trying to think.
We covered everything.
Yeah, but I guess that concludes the first episode of the Gunners Corner. Josh, appreciate you coming on, taking time out your day to chat with me today. Just let the guys know where they can find you, although I'm pretty sure they do. Anyway, take it away.
Nah, bless up, man. Thanks for having me on, bro. As I said at the start, man, it feels good to, you know, come on a different channel and just speak, you know, because usually I'm used to hosting all this people and just sitting there and just, like yesterday we had a good debate, you know, Rory and Tom going at each other about Martinelli. Yeah. So now thanks for having me on, bro. I'm really enjoyed it, and obviously this is a great concept as well, great idea, Gunners Corner. So definitely keep this up, bro, 100%. And yeah, man, you can find me at True Gooner on the road to 15k subscribers now, daily Arsenal content. Probably tomorrow we'll probably talk about Trossard because I've not mentioned that today. Didn't think he'll actually sign a new deal, so we'll talk about that tomorrow. And yeah, you can find me there, people. Big up everyone as well in the chat.
Yeah, hopefully I'll fix the bloody countdown come the next show. Again, I don't know what happened there. I could see it on my screen. That's why it took me so long to realise. And I got a notification on my phone, and I see it's just oh my days. I mean, again, I don't know why it had to happen on the first episode. I really don't. But in terms of content coming up this week for me, I mean, match reaction potentially on Saturday. However, I will be away in Portugal, so there will be no content next week because, again, I am in Portugal. But the week after, I should have, obviously, another episode of the Gunners Corner, as well as, you know, a couple of shows here and there, transfer-wise. But yeah, guys, subscribe to the channel. In fact, before we go, is there anyone live at the moment that I'm aware of that we can redirect to? Let's have a look. Who's live at the moment?
I think maybe Tony. I think it's live.
Yeah, Tony's live. Terrell's going live.
Yeah, to big up Terrell, man.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we'll redirect over to Terrell. Spam Red Raid in the live chart. Let me just quickly do this real quick because, again, I leave things until the last minute. But yeah, how many likes were we actually on? Last time I checked, we were on. So we've reached 10 likes. I'll take it.
Big up, people.
What was I doing? Bloody hell! What is wrong with me? This. I may have to get myself a new computer screen, you know, or just invest in new Wi-Fi. Because
I had that problem, man. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's taking so bloody long. It's actually annoying. In fact, I don't actually. Bloody hell, he's got the same thumbnail, hasn't he? I can't actually tell which one it is.
Oh,
so many scheduled. It's actually hard to.
Does it say the title on there?
It's the same title, pretty much.
Oh no!
That's annoying. I'm gonna pray it's this one.
Imagine
if it's the one if it's the one tomorrow, I swear down, I'm gonna be fuming.
Romano just tweeted, Man City want Rodrigo, but only if Savio goes to Tottenham. Where's Arsenal want Rodrigo? Why don't we want him? I just don't. It's bro.
Oh, fuck's sake!
It doesn't make sense, man.
Oh wait. I can actually see the date. So it's not that one. Thank God I didn't click
You
save.
could have did the wrong one.
Yeah, that's the wrong one. Which one is it then? Is it that one? Yes, it's this one. Right, we'll send you over to Terrell. Make sure you spam Red Raid in his chat. But yeah, guys, subscribe to the channel on my road to 2K, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bless.